and the spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and it is Sunday. And you know what that means? It's time for weekly purchases, that time of the week where we investigate what came through the door via DHL, Amazon, UPS, United States Postal Service, FedEx, and of course, that old KG outlaw, Waylon Jennings. It is the weekly purchases. This week brought to you by Jay'sToysAndGames.com. Use discount code Kyle. Save yourself 15%. Yes, 15%. Got to thank Jays for supporting the channel. Check them out if you have not already. And of course, if you want to sponsor the channel, hit up TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com for further details. But man, oh man, got to give a special shout out to Jay's Toys and Games. Last week's weekly purchases, I had a lot of pickups from them. This week's weekly purchases, a ton more. If you saw my Memorial Day toy hunt video, they had 25% off everything in the store for action figures. I took full advantage of that. I went to all 3 locations in that toy hunting video, and you'll see the spoils of my riches of my spoils. And you get the idea in that one. But check out that video if you did miss that along the way. Of course, we're in the month of June. It's Yojo June. It's my wife's birthday. It's Father's Day. And it's my birthday, most importantly, Todd McFarlane. Over all that stuff, my birthday this month at the end of the month. June 25th, mark your calendars for, there'll be cake, there'll be candles, there'll be all that kind of stuff. But we are in a new month. We are in the month of June. Really kind of feels like the official kickoff to summer as well. But June means new Patreon giveaway. And this month's giveaway to Patreon members, check it out, link in the description down below. We got the Maya Via 3-pack. And we got the new Evolution 3-pack. So both of these will go to one Patreon winner. 6 figures this week, or this month, I guess, for June. It's my birthday month, so I'm going to give away these. I will cover the shipping as well as usual. So check out the Patreon if you want to be entered into this. You could win this, and also over on Patreon, you get early access to all the videos from both my YouTube channels. You get the new podcast. You get that earlier before everybody else. You get glamour shots. You get all kinds of stuff. A monthly Q&A. I just filmed that, just posted that up on the Patreon this weekend. So I got the May Q&A up there for everybody to check out. It is the best value in action figures. I don't know if anybody's Patreon gives you more content than mine does. A lot going on over there. And I did reference the podcast coming up this Tuesday, or early for YouTube channel members and podcast members right now. It is The Kyle Peterson Show, episode 10. We made it to 10 episodes. And this week, I tell a story I've been threatening to tell for 5 years on the channel. I still get some of the early followers of this very YouTube channel says, Kyle, what are you going to tell that Drew Brees story? The time is now. I figured episode 10 of the podcast is where I would tell it. In Tales from Retail this week. It's never easy having to fire people, and this was an all-timer of a story there. You had Drew Brees, you had Alexander the Great, you had a hatred for women, you had card collecting, you had bomb threats, you had murder, well, close to it. Check out The Kyle Peterson Show for all of that, a whole lot more. A tribute to Rick Derringer, new foods, we try that, and all things under the sun in the podcast. Check it out every single Tuesday wherever podcasts are found. Videocast on YouTube. It is The Kyle Peterson Show. A lot of fun over there. Check it out if you have not already. Also, check out my new book, of course, Weekly Purchases, where we do the housekeeping for the week. Check out my new book, of course, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers. A lot of people reached out to me this week for copies, so I have a few left. I think I got 5 hardcovers left and 4 soft covers left, and that's probably going to be it. Maybe I'll order more in the future, maybe not. It could be like the Jakks book that's sky high in value, getting harder to find. But if you want a copy of the ECW book from me, autographed by me, my dad, some people want my dad to autograph it. Some people want my wife to autograph it. I haven't had anybody ask for the dogs to autograph it. Lemmy's working on his penmanship, and nobody's asked for Todd McFarlane's autograph either. It's wild times. But if you do want a copy of the book, reach out to me. I will get a copy your way, hardcover, softcover, you name it, with bonus Kyle Peterson Show sticker and ECW bookmark. Appreciate the support on the book, the podcast, the Patreon, everything else under the sun. But recapping the week that was here on this YouTube channel, a lot of videos. Things fly by really fast when you got 4 videos a day. A lot of people miss stuff, I can imagine, and not everybody gets to check out every video, but there is some highlights to go back and check out. Of course, Kyle Peterson 2.0, McFarlane Under the Sun, everything over there, McFarlane all the time, it feels like. Also, Mythic Legions over there. Check out those videos this week. I mentioned the figure hunt video, 2 figure hunt videos to kind of bookend the week. Friday, figure hunt, found some new figures, some crazy clearance stuff. Also, Monday, the Memorial Day toy hunt where I went to all the J's locations. Check that out if you missed it. It is the top 10 to celebrate 51,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel. We did the top 10 WWE Mattel Elites so far. Always controversial. I'll always have to say it. This is my list, and it's 100% right because it's my list. Put your list in the comments, but there's always people that say your list is wrong and then they don't put theirs in there. It's just a wild thing. That's YouTube for you though. But I do that top 10. Got a few more of best ofs as we're halfway through the year coming on the channel the next couple of weeks. I guess I was going to say months, but weeks. The month of June will celebrate the best first half of 2025 a little bit. We did unbox Maximum Hulk this week. Always controversial from the Marvel Legends team. Gamerverse Spidey, we started unboxing those. We unboxed the brand new X-Force 2-pack, a sleeper pack if you ask me. Sagat, we of course unboxed Blanca and Sagat over the last 2 weeks here from Jada Toys Street Fighter. Cobra Viper playing all those G.I. Joe hits for Yojo June, of course. Frosta, cartoon collection from the Masters of the Universe. Glow in the Dark Captain Carrot from McFarlane Toys, playing all the hits from Todd McFarlane over there. One of the best glow in the dark figures of all time. A beautiful glow on that Captain Carrot. Check it out if you missed that one. Dracula, Shredder, Turtles, Universal Monster crossover. Unbox that one. Looks like we'll have 2 more in the future. The Target exclusive one, and we'll also have the Walmart exclusive when we do come across those. So stay tuned for that. We unboxed New Day. Of course, it's a new day after all in the main event series. Also, R-Truth and Dominic Mysterio. Unboxed the big, massive Leatherhead from NECA TMNT. Even unboxed the little Super 7 Misfits this week. So a lot more than this on the channels. But go back, check them all out if you missed any of the videos along the way. Like I said, things move really fast. Make sure you're checking it out, some of the past videos as well. A lot of stuff to keep you entertained, keep you busy, of course. And of course, I'll have more on it next week. Yesterday, but I filmed this on Friday. You guys know that. I was at Des Moines Con. So shout out to everybody I saw at Des Moines Con. And I guess we'll talk about it more maybe on the podcast or maybe next week's weekly purchases. But I was part of an action figure panel. So more on that probably in the future as well. But next up, it's time to cart my wife in here. It's time for the question of the week. All right, time for question of the week with a little change of attire. I had to put a hat on as we just got back, literally just got back from getting the kids from school. They just had their last day of school here today. And then we went to the grocery store and we took the Jeep, of course. So it was a windy, dangerous adventure. So I got my hair up in a hat. That's the way I had to do it. Angie took her hat off for the show, of course, here today.
We're filming late tonight. We already ate dinner and everything.
Filming late. Ate dinner. Had some steaks on the grill, just eating like Primal Mint or something.
Twice baked potatoes.
Twice baked
We're gonna have some
potatoes.
strawberry shortcake.
Oh, Angie made dessert. Oh my gosh. We're just in for it. We're in for it here tonight. As school is out, I guess it officially feels like summer now,
I'm
of course.
officially, what is it? Matronly? Matronly?
Something like that. Something like that. But I forgot to say, Angie, say hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. There you go. But Angie, we're back with the question of the week. We got a lot going on this weekend, and we're going to get after it. We're going to start right now. The weekend starts now. Maybe, maybe not. I guess it ends now because this is going to be up on Sunday. But Friday as we're filming this here. But Angie, are you ready for the question of the week this week?
No, I heard it's for me, and I don't like that.
She hates it when they ask questions for her, but it is, so you got to read it. Or you want me to read it? I guess I can read it. I can read it. She loves it when I read. Jerry-ZC5QT. 5 quarts.
Cutie.
5 quarts.
Cutie. No, he's a little cutie.
Oh, is he? Okay, well, you guys, I'll leave you guys alone. It says, Angie, you are looking amazing this week.
See? Cutie.
Angie loves that,
Thank
of course.
you.
As always.
Oh.
As always. I guess.
You tend to agree.
Sometimes. Angie, have you ever channeled your inner Stephanie McMahon and went heel on Kyle during your shows? Now, do you know what heel means?
Yes, but I don't get it during my shows. What do you mean?
Just filming or something like that. But Angie, it's funny that people always compare Angie to Stephanie McMahon. She gets that an awful lot online, of course. And sometimes you get the Mona Lisa.
I'm tall, athletic.
Is Stephanie tall and athletic? I don't know.
I feel like she is. Blonde brunette hair.
I think she's like 6'7", I think. I'm not mistaken. I'm not mistaken. But Angie, have you ever channeled your inner Stephanie McMahon and went heel on Kyle during your shows and just got angry?
No.
No.
Why would I ever go heel on you?
I don't know.
You're such a little sweetie.
Oh, please. Please. Sometimes you get like, you're tired and you don't want to do it. You're like, I'm too tired to do this. And that's about your biggest heel turn. And it's like you just don't got anything to say. You're like, get this over with. Let's get this over with. Let's get it zippy. Let's get it going.
I'm like, can we do this later?
But Angie rarely ever gets mad. She is truly a saint. I'm very fortunate here because I got a lot of stuff you should get mad about. Let me tell you. But Angie doesn't get mad. She just rolls with the punches. You just kind of roll with the flow.
You get mad at me.
Oh,
when I spend too much
Oh
time.
my gosh, yes, every single day. Every single day. I just want our kids to feel like they accomplish something when they buy stuff instead of let's just go to the K-pop store and spend $100 and enjoy. And then tomorrow, let's go do this and that. It's like, you guys could empty the dishwasher. You could sweep the floor. Yeah. But I'm the drill instructor and you're the nice one. So I'm always, dad's horrible.
Yeah, what they get isn't compensated correctly in chores. That's for sure.
Is what?
Is that how you would say it? Like the things we buy them doesn't equal out the chores they do.
And I'm the bad guy letting them know that when I was a kid, I had to work for all of it. I had to be good and do all this stuff. And so I'm always the bad guy. And you're the good guy.
Yeah, they're good.
She's always the good guy.
I never have to put them to bed. I never have to get them up.
Yeah, because they stay up all night.
But they get up on time. They get ready for school. They always clean their rooms.
They got an awful lot of sass.
They get good grades.
Awful lot of sass.
Teachers love them.
I just have to point to my belt every once in a while and teach them a lesson. Say, maybe not. But
Kyle thinks all kids were like him.
Yeah, you got to work. My dad had expectations. My dad had expectations, and you had to do that. And if you wanted that GI Joe, you wanted that something, you had to do your work. And then when you became, 12 years old, and you had to get a job. I'm just the old man shouting from the tree. That's what I am right there. But
Kyle used to cut the grass with scissors.
I used to have to cut the grass with scissors. I used to have to go around the fence with scissors and cut all that.
I think somebody would record that these days and turn you into CPS.
They should. And one of these days in the podcast, we're going to tell the crabgrass story. One of the greatest stories of my childhood. And it involved me getting X-Men Series 1 from Toy Biz at Toys R Us. And I had to do quite the chore. And I'd love to have my dad come on for that one just to say, man, this idiot Kyle, he'll do anything for $1. But we'll see. Maybe one day we'll get my dad on the show for that there. But Angie never goes heel, unfortunately. She's just a face through and through. I'm the heel. That's for sure. So
what was this movie?
You give me the diamond cutter, the stone cold stunner. What are you gonna give me?
I was just trying to get you around the neck and drop you.
Yeah, you're gonna give me the bear hug, and then I know what you're gonna get up to. I know your moves. I'm
sweating.
She's sweating. Oh well, you're gonna be sweating later, that's for sure. But that's it, Angie. That is the question of the week. And if you want to be the question of the week, put your question in the comments down below, and check out even more Angie on the Kyle Peterson Show every single Tuesday.
Down below. I feel like
down below. You could. But Angie will be there, of course, the Kyle Peterson Show with co-host Angie each and every single Tuesday, early for Patreon YouTube channel members, of course. All-timer video this week, of course, as well. So there it is, Angie. That's Question of the Week. And once again, if you want to be the Question of the Week, put it in the comments down below. But now it's time for the weekly purchases. All right, time to begin weekly purchases. And as I said, 2 new collections started here this week, thanks to our friends over there at Jay's Toys and Games. And I guess that's where we'll start. We'll do 2 rounds of my Jay's Toys and Games pickups this week. And we're going to start with one of those new collections. I've been on the fence on this one, and I've told you guys for years, I am not a Sesame Street fan. However, I dance around it a little bit. As when I was a little kid, I loved me some Muppet Babies. That was a cartoon, but I was into the Muppet Babies. I was also into this show along the way. What show are we talking about? Well, we're talking about Fraggle Rock. New collection started, I guess, and it really makes it a lot easier when they're on sale, and then 25% cheaper than that. I did get Cotterpin and the Architect, a little 2-pack action. Also got Boober. Oh, man, Boober's here. Got Boober. Whoa, heavy boy Boober there. Also got Wembley. There it is right there, Wembley. And then, of course, Moki, probably my least favorite character. Moki, of course. Got that one. And then, of course, the dog that always reminds me of my dog Ace in a lot of ways. We did get Sprocket. Now, I'm missing a few more. I did order those, so I guess I'm all in on the Fraggle Rock. It's going to be an ancillary shelf. Maybe sticking with little Popeye figures. We'll figure it out. But I guess all things puppets lately, as you guys remember last week on the channel, from Jay's Toys and Game, once again, saving 25%. I did get those Sesame Street figures. So Kyle, what are you doing with your life? That is the $1 million question. As I hate Sesame Street, but there's something iconic about Bert and Ernie. I try to decompartmentalize myself. I don't know. I'm over-explaining this at this point. But I got Bert and Ernie. Now I feel like I got to get the count. What am I doing with my life? What am I doing here? But a nice little figures, I guess, is what they are. They are definitely amazing representations of the Sesame Street characters. Going to be interested to see how these go. Not sure I'm going to unbox these on the channel. I don't know if anybody even wants to see some Fraggle Rock unboxing. Maybe if I get really bored, we'll do it over on Kyle Peterson 2.0, or we'll do it as a Patreon exclusive. We'll do it on a live stream over on Patreon. We'll unbox them all together. Who knows? Who knows? But of course, you guys know I love every chimp I see, from chimpan A to chimpanzee, especially one cool chimp and one guy that I can't wait to meet. Now, I'm a guy that doesn't want to meet a lot of people. A lot of people say, man, I want to meet this guy. I want to meet this guy. I want to get their autographs. I don't have a lot of that. Of course, there's some key individuals looking at you, Boss Rutan, I'd like to meet. But one person I would definitely like to meet, and I'm going to get to meet this person, maybe at San Diego Comic-Con, but definitely this fall, if not San Diego Comic-Con. Who is it? It's, of course, one Dr. Z, Dr. Zayas. Had to pick up a Dr. Zayas figure. This is going to go perfect with my Lando Calrissian. Maybe we'll even box those two together. Two great friends of the channel in Lando Calrissian and Dr. Zayas, old Dr. Z himself. If you're not watching Dr. Z on YouTube, what are you doing? What are you doing if you're missing out on that? Pick this one up for like $8. I couldn't pass it up. Couldn't pass up Dr. Z. Just like I can't pick up a $5 Captain Lou Albano. My spirit animal, if there ever was one. When I'm like 70, this is going to be me in a Hawaiian shirt. I'm going to have rubber bands stapled to my face. I'm going to have rubber bands in my beard. I had this when I was a kid. I remember buying this in the Andre. Maybe we'll talk a little stories about that when we unbox this bad boy here. But quite the figure, old Captain Lou Albano. Picked this one up for just basically a couple of dollars. Was worth it, of course, part of that sale. And one I've been playing a little bit of a long game on, and this thing was only $20 after the sale, so I couldn't pass this up. It is the Flash Gordon box set, of course, paired up with old Ming the Merciless. All that Ming, nothing but trouble right there. Picked up Flash Gordon, and that is it for round number 1 of weekly purchases, part of my Jay's haul. But we got round 2, including the second new collection I've started in Jay's pickup in part 2. All right, time for round number 2. Got a few more miscellaneous before we get to that new collection. And we're going to start it off with a little bit of NECA. I always want to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but technically it is not. Usagi Yojimbo in Space, Black and White edition. Been on playing the long game on this one, 25% off. That works for me. I did just unbox the Samurai edition on Kyle Peterson 2.0 finally this week. Probably put that up there maybe in the next week or so as well. So check out Usagi Yojimbo unboxings. Also picked up the only figure I was missing from the Defenders of the Earth set, Garax, of course, kind of the crystal robot. I was missing this one. I said, I'm going to play the long game just like I did in all the other ones. Played that, got 25% off on this guy here. So I got Gargax this week as well. But now the new collection. If you guys have seen some of my Jay's hunts in the past, I've seen these. I've poked around the idea of picking these up. Well, 25% staring me in the face for an almost complete collection. I pulled the trigger, and you guys saw it in that video. It is the Land of the Lost, of course, 90s version of Land of the Lost, and that's where I cut my teeth on the Land of the Lost. That Will Ferrell movie, get that out of here. I like Danny McBride. I like Will Ferrell enough, but I didn't like him in Land of the Lost. But I loved the 90s Land of the Lost. That Jeep Cherokee, oh, chef's kiss at the beginning of that. I also enjoyed the 70s version. I actually saw the 90s version first. Then there was one that was a TBS maybe, started showing reruns of the 70s version, so I caught up on that as well. Always loved Land of the Lost. So these figures I remember way back when I was a kid. I remember wanting to get them, but my dad said, Kyle, you have too many collections. You're not getting another collection. So this is one of those lines I had to admire from afar. But to be able to get these guys for basically $10 a piece, I said, you know what? I'm pulling the trigger. I'm pulling the trigger. So I did get this one. I guess Nim the Slee Stack, of course, have to have him as I drop the rest on the floor. Shung, watch out for Shung right there. Did get him. I believe Annie Porter. Oh no, Krista. Oh, Krista, of course. Never forget Krista. A lot of young men loved a little Krista along the way. Annie Porter, so annoying. Everybody hates a little sister, don't they? Don't they? Annie Porter. Tom Porter, the dad. Got to have Tom Porter as part of the collection, of course. And then like a young Jonathan Brandis with that amazing kicking action. We did get Kevin Porter, of course, the older brother there. Not done yet. Got Tasha. Unfortunately, did not get Stink. It's so important to have Stink in your collection of Land of the Lost. I did find one for $11 with like $5 shipping on eBay. Probably going to be part of weekly purchases next week. But did get Tasha through the door. And last but not least, just because they were there, a couple of dinosaurs that I'm sure were re-engineered from some other dinosaur collection or toy along the way. Now, I am missing a few things. I don't know how deep I'm going to go. I don't know if I'm going to get the electronic talking figures. I don't know if I want the SS Frisco, the boat, of course, the Boulder Bomber, the Landmaster, the Poor Man's Cherokee, and there's also a play set. I don't know if I'm going to get all that kind of stuff. I think it's one of each character. Ooh, that Scarface, the T-Rex, though. Maybe. But apparently I'm living in the land of the lost. It's just a dream of mine to go to the land of the lost. We'll see what happens. Like a young Arthur Conan Doyle, I think is what I could end up being in a future life of myself, maybe. Who knows? But apparently I'm into the land of the lost now. Apparently I'm into Fraggle Rock now. When will the madness never end? Well, it's never going to end, that's for sure. But maybe coming to us so hard to say goodbye, I can't even get through my own joke. Maybe coming through us so hard to say goodbye in the future. You never know. But just something spoke to me, caught me at a weak moment, caught me with 25% off. Got to get a deal. And as my dad always says, Kyle, how many deals can you afford? Well, apparently I could afford these. So there you go. But that's round number 2 of weekly purchases. Now we turn our attention to round number 3. All right, time to begin round number 3. And let's kick it off hot with Little Figures Toy Company. Probably already seen the review on the channel by now, but I did get 2 of the wrestling fans talk about how I got a deal on these in, of course, the unboxing. So check it out if you're after these FTC wrestling fans. And a certain sized individual, too. These could be your wrestling fans as well. Nosferatu, $5 on clearance at Walmart. I said, what the heck, $5? I could pick that up. I could use it as a giveaway. I could use it as a person in the audience. You never know what I might do with that one there. Local Target coming across a little McFarlane. Riddler Red Platinum Edition. Had to pick up this Riddler. I loved this movie back in the day. I always enjoyed it. That's one of my favorite. This might be my favorite Batman movie. I know it's a little bit sacrilegious, but I did enjoy that once upon a time. Not done with the McFarlane. I got a special gift this week from Shane Burkett. Shout out to Shane, of course, Patreon member. Good friend of the channel. He heard me mention that I passed on this and I had a few regrets. He sent me one of these. Said I wanted to thank you for the videos and stuff, so he sent this my way. The old Dark Knight cover recreation. Looks pretty awesome. We'll unbox this on the channel, of course. But Shane, get a special good brother right there. And it's funny how that works is he sent this to me and he actually did it about the same exact time he won on the podcast in a copy of my book. So it's funny. It's like you do something good for someone else and it comes back in return. So he actually won a free copy of my book. So it's funny how that all kind of worked out in the same day. So shout out to Shane over there. Shout out to me completing a collection. I got to double check my list, but I believe this was the last figure I was missing. It's been on my eBay save search for a couple of years here. Going back to the old Jakks TNA Deluxe Aggression style figures. It is Magnus, of course. Nick Aldis, we know him. Very hard to get figure. Got a minty loose one finally in my collection. I believe that's the last figure I needed as far as the regular release stuff. So happy to have that off my list. It's always nice when you get to clear a search after a couple of years in your eBay watch list. So finally got old Nick Aldis Magnus through the door this week. Also already unboxed this one. Got it through the door, of course, from Amazon. It is the Cobra Viper Retro release. Check out the video if you missed it. Same thing, Maximum Hulk this week through the door. Not a bad figure. Some people hate it. Some people love it. Obviously, this whole Maximum line kind of splitting the fan base down the middle. But we did unbox the Hulk already on the channel this week. And speaking of Marvel Legends, how about Spider-Man Tobey Maguire Black Suit Edition? Got that through the door. A lot of Spider-Man unboxings to come on the channel over the next week or so. Also picked this one up off of Amazon. Flash deal for like $13. Picked this one up for my Batgirl Batman Classic TV series. One of those ancillary collections slowly putting together, getting every single one. Had to pick that up along the way. And then I did grab one of these for $20. Of course, it is the Evolution 2-pack. You can, or 3-pack here. You can win this, of course, this and the Rocky Maivia pack, the Maivia family pack, more like it, as the Patreon giveaways this month. But I picked up a copy of this one for me as well. And then business really picked up on a Friday night trip with the family to Walmart. Of course, I'm going to check the toy aisle, and that's exactly what I did. Found another Sting to unbox so I can display both looks. You know me, I'm a little stinger at the end of the day, of course. But also, who was hanging out with that Sting? It was the one of 5,000, Jay White. Oh, I like to have this Jay White. I might unbox it. I'm not sure what to do quite yet on this one here. Would have loved to find another Sting. I did unbox the Chase edition of Sting, but I would love to have one mint on card. I guess we'll wait and see what happens in the future for that one there. And last but certainly not least, or maybe totally least, I don't know, but another McFarlane figure this week. Lieutenant James Gordon from Batman Year One through the door. So I did get that one there. So quite the week of weekly purchases. A big pickup week. 2 new collections started. That's all I needed, of course, as we do know. But a fun time out on the hunt, a fun Memorial Day weekend, and a fun week of weekly purchases. But what did you, yes, you, brother, what did you pick up this week? What did you find out there on the hunt? Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Turn on the old notification bells. We got videos every single day and then some. We got even more content for you, of course, over there on Patreon and YouTube channel memberships. Check it out. Best way to support the channel, as you guys do know. SirPaul64 on the X, _Kyle_Peterson on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, TheKylePetersonShow at gmail.com. Of course, my podcast each and every single Tuesday, early for Patreon, YouTube channel memberships. It is The Kyle Peterson Show, wherever audio podcasts are found. Check it out. Give it the old 5-star review. You guys know how to do it by now. And then, of course, my book, The Complete Guide to the ECW Original San Francisco Toy Makers, available now with limited copies left via me. So there it is for another week of weekly purchases. You know what I'm doing? I'm rocking and rolling, strutting and strolling my way into another work week.
Are we gonna dance or are we gonna play?